Hey everybody, how are y'all doing on this beautiful day? I hope everybody's doing alright and having a wonderful day on this beautiful day. I usually don't work nights a whole lot, but there's a store that's about a 45-minute drive from me that called me the other day, and they was wanting me to come in on nights, help train the new floor crew they got. Now, usually if when you hire new people on uh, at Walmart, you pretty much let the most senior of whatever department they're going into be the ones who train them or whatnot. But this store fired the whole full crew. Ain't figured out why and anything. I'll let you know once I find out. But they asked if I'd come in for a couple of days, help get them trained, and show them the basics, and then eventually get up to some of the harder stuff we do. And I was like, well, sure, why not? So last night I went in, and the whole there was telling me in the back of my mind, this isn't going to be as easy as I think it is. And usually when I go in, I can get a pretty good feel about what's going to go on, how the shift's going to go and everything. And I kept putting it back. I hadn't worked at this store in a while, and I was like, well, maybe it's just nerves from going back there because I ain't been there in a while or anything. Get there and get to training them. I put this one guy on the floor scrubber, which is pretty much an oversized vacuum that scrubs the floor, then soaks up the dirty water and everything. Then had a guy that goes behind him maybe 32 minutes to an hour after he gets started to buff the floor, make it shine real pretty and everything. Well, everything was going good, and I told the guy on the floor buffer, just keep it at a speed that you feel comfortable with, and as you get more comfortable with using the machine and being able to turn it and everything, where you ain't going to hit none, you can increase the speed a little bit till you get at a pretty decent speed, or you get through with the job a little quicker and everything. And I went on about my day, checking on each person, right in the night, checking on each person as they went. And everything was going fine, and right before we went on lunch, I heard this loud bang and some yelling, and I went to go check it out. I think maybe something fell or got knocked over or whatever. I was just going to help pick it up or whatever. Got where the noise is, and this guy had cranked the floor scrubbing machine up to the highest speed it'll go, and somehow he ended on top of the machine, and he was running over everything. He was dragging pallets behind him, had a few people hanging on there trying to help him get it stopped, and instead of letting go of the button that presses it forward, he somehow got his whole hand stuck in there, and the thing was just going everywhere, just making one big mess after another, damaging stuff. And it took us a good 5 minutes after I got there, before we finally got it settled and under control. And I asked, what in the world happened? And he said he ended up getting distracted. And instead of just stopping and everything, he just kept going. Before he knew it, his hand had slipped in there. It got cranked up to full speed, and there was nothing he could do till finally somebody jumped in there to help him. But it was pretty crazy. We got everything picked up and fixed, and guy ultimately ended up not working there no more. Once we all clocked out to go home, he said he wasn't coming back. And he didn't get no real big trouble, just a pretty good talking to. And we wasn't going to fire him, but apparently he just didn't have the heart to come back after that experience. So I guess tonight I found out how his replacement's going to do, and he'll say me for the interesting rest of the night and a quick lesson for the rest of the newbies. Hey, pay attention to what you're doing. And another thing that happened there is they had this one homeless guy that's been sneaking in there. They don't know how he's been doing it. and they hadn't been able to catch him yet. And he's been sneaking in the bathrooms, peeping on people, scaring them, and doing some all around stupid stuff while he was in there. And I had to go to the bathroom, do a little business, and I was in the stall there, and I heard somebody come in. I didn't think nothing about it because there's other employees in there. It's going to be having to use the bathroom. And I noticed the footsteps came over there, stopped in front of the stall I was at, and there was just barely enough of a crack that you could see through. And I noticed this eyeball staring at me through there. I was like, "Hey, buddy, if you're gonna peep in, I charge $5 a minute. This ain't a free show." And as I was getting up to confront who it was, they took off. And I don't know which way they went, but I ended up hearing some yelling coming from the front. And now most of the glass they have in there is pretty thick. You gotta, unless you're using a blunt object, it's pretty hard to break them just using your body. But somehow this guy managed to get up enough speed and good enough angle that he busted through the window and took off, cut himself up pretty good. The cops eventually caught him and everything, but it just made for one crazy experience throughout the night, and needless to say, it ought to be fun to see what happens tonight. Well, anyway, I hope everybody has a good rest of their day, and I will see y'all in the next video.